Yeah.
Let me go on Do Not Disturb.
Let me do the same.
Because I didn't
Actually,
know.
I think I can do it on my phone.
Ding. Okay. I just did it. Yeah, you can do it on your phone. I think it's supposed to do it on both. I'm not driving. Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb.
All right.
Okay.
We're new here. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the show. Hey, I always want to say tonight or whatever, but then I forget that people are listening
During the
at
day.
any time. On this one, we've got my close friend, Lauren, soon to be married. Lauren, you want to introduce yourself real quick? I know you've been on here before, but
Yeah. My name is Lauren Peterson, soon to be Lauren Ramos. Yeah. Next month. And yeah, me and Jake know each other for, I don't know, what, 3?
January of
3 years.
22.
3.5 years.
Yeah, so it'll be four real soon.
Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Super excited to be on here.
Yeah. So what's cool about the way that Lauren and I bonded is it's sort of relevant to what she's doing in her professional life. When Lauren and I met, I was head coach at Chapel Hill in Orange Theory. Hold on. I was head coach at Orange Rewind. I was head coach of an Orange Theory in Chapel Hill.
There you go.
And Lauren got hired as a sales associate. Boy. And I don't know how long it took you to be put in charge of stuff with regards to social media.
Probably like 2 months, 3 months, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty.
Where I started, like, kind of,
doing stuff. And
yeah.
Lauren somehow got a hold of our TikTok for the studio. And at the time, I did not have a TikTok. And I was completely unaware of any sort of trends. And sometimes Lauren would just come up to me and say, "Hey, we're doing a TikTok. Here's what you need to be doing." And she would just tell me what to do. And we had a pretty bussin' TikTok thanks to LP. And so we were doing them pretty frequently. And that was initially one of the ways in which we bonded, was just filming TikToks and laughing a bunch because most of the trends are super silly and I had no clue what I was doing. And also, if you go to Chapel Hill's TikTok, if you care at all, one of the first ones, if they still have our stuff up.
They do.
They do? Okay. There's the one where I'm sweeping the treads or something. And it's like something about roaches.
Oh, that's when we got the new. No, you're combining two of them. You're thinking of the one when we got the new tread. And it was like, oh, this is nice, girl.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Right here? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's what I'm thinking of. And I have a huge beard and I just look like an absolute animal person. And anyways, that's like one of my first core memories of you. Like I remember you being around and stuff and like us talking, but that was because I had no clue and you kept having to like show me.
Tell you how to do it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, like, no, this is
right.
Yes, exactly. And so, kind of going off that, like why did you start taking over that? Like how were you able to convey that was something that you were kind of into, or like what were you into it? Like I don't know to what extent you knew about social media or that sort of thing starting off.
Yeah, well, I've always just leaned more onto the creative side, just like in any sort of hobbies or anything that I've done. And then, I mean, I've always loved social media. I mean, I grew up in like obviously the social media era. Like I remember when Instagram started, Facebook, everything. And TikTok, I think at that time I was pretty new to, maybe like 2020, so maybe like 2 years or so into TikTok. So I'm starting to, get with the trends and think all those videos are really funny. And I've, seen other companies do well, like different brands do well, posting like silly things like that, even if it has nothing to do with the company, because if you follow what's trending, it trends and then it just blows up. And so I think that kind of fascinated me. And then I think I just wanted to make like more use of my time in like a fun way. Cause we did have, as sales associate, we did have some downtime, if I would finish my calls or my texts and things like that. And then I was like, kind of like, okay, well, what do I do now? And so that was just fun, honestly. I mean, it also like
So fun.
just to make like memories and just like laugh and just make funny videos, has always interested me. Like I used to make my brother make stupid videos with me and stuff. So
Okay, gotcha.
I think that's how it sparked. But then I think I asked Haley, which was our studio manager.
She's been on the pod, so
Yeah.
longtime fans will know her.
Yeah, exactly. I think I asked her, I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember if she asked me if I wanted it. Oh, wait. No, I think I brought it up. I was like, we need to have a TikTok. Do we have a TikTok? And I think she was like, no. So I think we made one.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
like that.
Or either that or we had an account, but there was like nothing on it. Like we hadn't posted. Literally, I think the video that we made is the first video. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. But so basically we started the TikTok. And I asked Haley if I could do it, and she was like, yeah. And we just kind of ran with it. We made like, I don't know, maybe like 30 videos in between
Oh,
starting
easy.
and leaving. I still
Easy.
go back and watch them sometimes.
Oh, I went back and downloaded some of the core values series.
Oh my gosh.
Like I downloaded like some sort of app that allowed me to download
Yeah. I
from
could have just sent it
Instagram.
to you.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I didn't even think about that. But
But
they're
yeah,
so funny.
they are
Man.
good.
Huh.
I wish we could redo that.
Oh man. That whole
That
we have
era.
we have a group chat, golden era, and it was lightning in a bottle. You just couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't create it again. It
It was
just
so good.
happened to be the right people got together at the right time. And because we did one TikTok where I was on a rower and I had my Albert Einstein style hair.
Oh.
And I can't remember what I was doing. It was like some sort of wonky stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, it like blew up, whatever it was. I don't really know what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I had people from Westerville, Orange Theory in Ohio, reach out to me. And one of my friends reached out and was like, I just got a message from someone else at the Westerville studio saying that they just saw you on TikTok. And so,
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was wild. I mean, I don't think it like went like viral or anything.
Yeah, but enough.
But I think it was like, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
And
Wait, that's funny.
I didn't even have a TikTok, so
And that's even more so to your point. Like you had no idea, you didn't know what any of these trends were. Like
zero clue.
it's honestly even more impressive that you were able to like do it so well, because I've seen these videos like a million times, but for you, I had to just be like, just say this, do it like this. But it's actually funny that you bring that up, that someone saw that video. So like, I want to say like 6 months ago, like not that long ago, my sister-in-law Haley, she worked at Orange Theories in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and she sent me a story from her Orange Theory. I think it was Winter Garden, somewhere in Orlando. And they posted on their story a TikTok of us.
When?
They posted this like 6 months ago, and it was the story. It was the TikTok that we posted. It was me and Ashely runs in and she's like, late. And I'm like, you're late, honey, or something. And then she's like, it's only 5 minutes. And I was like, 5 minutes is a little bit too late, honey, or something like that.
Yeah,
They posted that like 6
Wow.
months ago on their story randomly. Like Haley I don't think she worked at that one anymore. Like they didn't know that. And I was like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to like search that out.
Find that. Yeah.
Because that is, at that point, would have been 3 years old.
Yeah.
Easy,
Yeah.
two and a half.
Yeah.
What? I mean, at least two.
Yeah, at least two.
That's
Crazy.
cool. So, okay, so you were into social media. You asked Haley if we had a TikTok. Before that point, you were already doing photography, correct?
Yes, but yes. I mean, I've literally, I feel like I've always been doing photography. At that point, it was more so like hobby and occasional like shoots.
Yeah, because I think you did some friend shoots, like
Yeah,
UNC
I did.
grads
You're
and that
right.
sort of thing.
You're right. Yeah, it was
Uh,
like, I would say I pretty much only was doing like some grad pictures and like a one-off maybe like engagement. or something.
Sure.
Well, and I've photographed like on a consistent basis every year Gear Up for Autism and the
Right.
Sebastian Strong, kayaking trip.
Okay.
So I was doing that during that time, and then
Okay. So let's rewind real quick. Let's rewind. What was your first professional gig, do you think?
um, hmm, like getting paid, basically,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, sure.
Um,
And it could even be non-paid, but like where you were like, "Hey, I'll do this for free," but they used it because they
yeah,
thought you were legit.
yeah. That's a good question. I mean, furthest back that I've done that's like was like an actual event was probably the first Gear Up for Autism.
Okay. How'd you get
Where they
involved in
like
that?
so Diego and Sebastian,
Yes.
um, they came up with that event their sophomore year of high school, I believe, or freshman
That's the
year.
story that I think I know.
Yes, you know it, yeah.
Yes.
And they came up with
For
the idea.
everyone else, obviously.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
came up with the idea for their project that they were going to do for school. So they were in like it's called the Moss Scholars, so like a scholar program. And so everyone came up with a project. And so their project was Gear Up for Autism. Diego's younger brother, Patrick, he had grown up living with autism. And so that was something near and dear to his heart. And then also became close to Sebastian's heart. So they came up with that idea, day of sports, for kids with autism. And then before they were able to actually execute it, plan the event, Sebastian passed away.
Okay.
And then I believe it was that. So Sebastian passed away in December of that year, and then I believe it was the next June or July that Gear Up for Autism happened for the first time.
Mm,
So Diego carried it out without
nice.
Sebastian, but like
Impressive.
in his honor. And then the artwork on the T-shirts that everyone wears actually is designed by Sebastian. He drew that.
Oh, okay. I don't think I
He
knew
drew
that
that
part.
on his iPad in high school.
Dang.
And Rosie, Sebastian's mom, was able to go into his iPad and find it later.
Stop.
Yeah, so
That's so cool.
so that artwork he drew, and so yeah, that event was probably like the biggest thing that I photographed starting out because this was in I want to say 2017.
Okay.
So I was 18.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
had just graduated high school, I believe, right around there.
Right. Right. You're older than Diego. Sometimes I
Yeah.
forget. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, it was a really big event actually. I don't remember how many kids we had, but there was a lot. And like my pictures went into like the newspaper and like social medias and different things.
Wow.
So that was
So
probably
you
like,
came onto the scene hot.
yeah, I was ready. And then after that, it honestly probably led into Sebastian Strong, and then
Because when would have been the first time that Diego paddled and you shot?
that was the fifth
Because he just did the fifth. Yeah.
was the
So
first one
20.
2020 though.
It would have had to have been.
I guess I didn't know
Was
if it
there
was.
a 2 year separation?
I don't think so. So I guess 2020. Yeah. Which may I mean, I don't remember doing it during COVID though. No, wait. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. It started in 2021.
21. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Bad math.
math. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. 2021, I started shooting that. But I also, yeah, I would say that was probably the next big thing because in between the Gear Up for Autism, which I shot every year because that was also an annual thing and still is.
Yeah, it's still going on, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I've shot every single year. We've gone to every one.
Hmm.
I think there was a gap. There was like I think 2020 and 2021 maybe there wasn't because of COVID. But yeah, I think those are probably the biggest things between those. I mean, between 2017 and 2021, I probably just had like some random graduation shoots and things like that.
Okay.
Like
Okay. And so do you think you did anything like what? Why did you even have a camera before Gear Up
yeah.
for Autism? You said you'd always sort of been a creative sort of type and you feel like you've been shooting for a while. What are you doing with that and where's that coming from?
Yeah, when I was like I want to say I was pretty young. I want to say when I was like 12 or 13, I asked for a camera for Christmas, just I just wanted a camera. Like, I don't even know why. I just had the urge. Like, I think my mom, because my mom always had cameras. Like, she had an old like DSLR Canon Rebel, you know, and it was film. And so I used to love like taking pictures with it and just like, I don't know, like documenting different moments. And so I asked for a Canon Rebel for Christmas, and that's like a kind of like a starter camera if you're getting into DSLR cameras.
Okay. What is a DSLR camera?
It's like when you attach the lens onto the body and it's not
What
just
is,
like one piece.
oh, okay. Do you know what that stands for?
No,
Okay.
no
That's
idea. I don't, self-taught. Anytime someone asks me a technical photography question, I'm like, I just figured out. I don't really know.
sure, sure.
So, anyways, yeah, that was my first real camera. And yeah, I got it, and then I would just like make my friends like do photo shoots. Like I have pictures from when I was like 13, like in my front yard, like and my friends are like posing like so dramatically, like up against a
Fun.
tree, and
Yeah, that's
it
cute.
was just something that I just like wanted to do. Like it was fun, it was an activity.
Hmm.
I like to like go back and look at the pictures later.
Mm,
And then from there it was kind of like, oh, okay, well Lauren has a camera, like she can you bring it and like take pictures of this? Like, oh yeah, of course, whatever. And then
sure.
at this point I'm shooting, an automatic. You just have it on, you turn it on and it does its thing. Like I just click.
Gotcha.
So it was just literally just for fun.
Sure. Just
Yeah.
nothing super technical, not really focusing too much. Just
Just
have the
click.
camera and enjoy using it, so you use it.
Yeah, and that was it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's how it
Gotcha.
started.
Okay. When do you feel like you started getting more technical, just with your skill
Okay,
set?
so I actually know this because it was a class that I took actually in school. So um I went to UNC Chapel Hill and I was a media and journalism major at first. I ended up switching. But yeah, that was I think when I started no, no, I'd already graduated when I started Orange Theory. But yes, I started as a media and journalism major because I loved photography and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, this seems, like it's a good, degree for that. And so, which it would be, but it was also very focused on the journalism and news, which I started to realize like I didn't really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I had to take a photojournalism class. And so I took that. I think it was actually I think it was spring of 2020 because I remember I had to finish it online because it was COVID. Yeah, spring of
Gross.
2020. Yeah, I know. And so in that class, he taught us how to shoot on manual. So you
Okay.
had to shoot on manual for that class. So he taught me and taught the class what everything means as far as like shutter speed, which this might sound like a bunch of hoopla, but shutter speed, aperture, ISO, there's a lot of different things that like you have to kind of manipulate when you're shooting in manual. So yeah, that's when I learned that. And then after that, I've been shooting manual since then.
Okay. So, fun fact, I don't know if you know this about me, but my junior year of high school, we had a little bit more leeway in our schedule choices as far as like there's a couple decisions we could make about electives, maybe like one or two per quarter. And I think it was a semester long class. Maybe it was just a quarter, I don't know. But I took an intro to photography class.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, where we shot on film, manual style, and
No
we like
way, on
developed
film.
in a red room.
It sounds a little.
And
Oh my
I
god.
I know for sure on one occasion, but I'm pretty sure it was two. I was voted best photo in the class.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
you could be a second
Um,
shooter for me.
I like to develop because it was black and white for the most part. We might have done some color, but mostly black and white. And I like to develop a little bit longer, so it'd be like a little bit darker.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
think our teacher was
like
that
that.
was like his sort of subjective taste.
Yeah, yeah. Like a more
Um, but
exposure.
but yeah. So and then my
I didn't
senior
know.
year, I took a Photoshop class.
Ah,
Now I haven't used Photoshop since,
yeah.
so
And you'll
I
feel
cannot do
better.
it.
Yeah.
I also like we learned about aperture and all that.
Hmm.
I think if you were to tell me what an aperture was, I would be like, yes.
Yeah, it would
And
it
in,
would ring
and
a
in
bell.
my head, I want to feel like I know what it is. But if you were like, Jake, tell me what an aperture is, I'd be like, it's a
uh,
window where light comes through. That's
yeah,
all I got. That's all I
yeah.
got.
I
That's
mean,
all
it's
I got.
basically like how like it's opened.
For the light to come in.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's what I said. That's
Yeah.
basically what I said.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
pretty
God.
good.
And this is
Yeah.
recorded, so people will know that I was right.
Yeah. Wait, that's actually funny. I didn't know that.
Yes,
So you know
yes.
some
I
things.
got a little bit of
Okay.
sneaky knowledge there, but okay. So, anyways, you got technical during that class, and
Yeah.
what was the what started happening after you took that class, and you get a little bit more technical?
So that was 2020, and then
And we
not
taught Gear Up for Autism before this,
Yes, Gear Up for Autism was before this.
so our
Up until
technical
this
skills come
point,
after that.
I was shooting automatic, even at
Yep,
Gear Up for Autism, everything.
yep, yep. Still got in the paper.
I didn't even know. I honestly don't even know if I knew that you could manipulate. Like I thought it was just.
That's just what you did.
I mean, yeah, I just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so then after that, so that was 2021. I graduated that year. I think. Okay, so that year was the first year of Sebastian Strong,
Yep.
of the kayaking trip. And
Yep.
so that was really the first time I think that I got, actually, no, I lied. I took someone's graduation pictures that spring. I don't remember who, but I took someone's pictures. And that was like the first shoot that I did that I was using manual and I was like trying to figure it out. And it actually came out pretty good. And then from there was the kayaking, the Keys for Hope, 2021, and I shot that whole week manual. And then it
So
kind of
was
just,
there any sort of like learning experience that like or learning curve at all? Like just because that I know can be a little bit tougher to get the shot
yeah, because you have to like
on
switch
that
it
trip.
sometimes quickly. Like I will say, I think at that point, I definitely noticed a difference because like I've shot a lot of action things. I mean, something I didn't even talk about, but
Talk
like
about it.
I also in high school would just take like a lot of like sports pictures of like Diego did ultimate frisbee with like our church, and
He
like
would.
I he would and I would just go and I would watch and I would just take like pictures of like the whole thing, like just like
Sure.
action shots, things like that. And so like kayaking's a little bit different because it is action but not as quick. So
No action.
but but I had to, kind of like you're saying, figure out how to be able to manipulate all the settings so quickly because sometimes things like just like change really
And
fast.
there's like water and sand and uneven environments and
Yeah, that's true. There was a lot of that, and it's very bright a lot of the time, so that gets hard. You're shooting at all hours of the day, and then yeah. So I will say there was definitely a learning curve that year, but at the same time, I think I noticed on that trip how much better my pictures were
mm,
shooting in manual. I was like, wow, like that's
these are
crazy.
crisp.
Yeah, like this is crisp, and like I just feel like the lighting is always like way better, and you can choose how focused things are and how like the depth of field of like a really dramatic picture of something like in your face that's like very crisp and the back is like blurred versus just
Totally.
like all even. So I think I kind of realized on that trip that I was like, oh wow, like this is the way to go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Quick tangent. There's a photo you took of me on this last one, and you probably know this already, but it's either day 2 or day 3 before we launch,
Uh-huh.
and I'm leaning on my kayak
Oh
from
yeah.
behind. And it's such a great photo. My mom messaged me. She was like, I love this photo. This is so
Oh,
good. It's my profile photo on
I know.
TikTok.
I saw that.
And I'm totally peeing in the water.
I know. I know. The thing is too is that I knew that.
Yeah, I know. I literally told you as it was
But I
happening.
also was, I think you told me like right after, because I think that I
Okay,
commented like
okay.
this, and then like I think then maybe another shot you like looked at me and you're like I'm peeing or something,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the shot looks like you were just like yeah.
It's very wholesome looking, but I'm completely just squatting in the water to pee before I get in the kayak.
Gosh, that's
Just
funny.
capturing a beautiful, peaceful moment. Okay, so 2021, you shoot your first kayak in the Keys for Hope.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so that would have been about 7 or 8 months before you and I met.
Yep.
You're doing grad photos during that time. You're doing engagement photos during
Yeah.
that time. What do you do? So you had just graduated then. Is that what
So
it was?
I graduated. Yeah, I graduated December of 21.
And what was
Like
your major that you finished with?
exercise sports science.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And so actually the reason that I ended up at Orange Theory is because a couple, I think it was the regional managers at that time, came
Yes,
to one of my classes.
you and Eliza.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the
yeah,
name, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Eliza. Yeah. They came, I can't remember who, I think it was like Olivia and Tommy, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was two regionals at the time. And they came to my was it physiology? It was a hard class. It was like my physiology lab or something. And
Okay.
they just like talked to us about Orange Theory and jobs and stuff and gave us their cards. And at the time, I was contemplating going to occupational therapy school.
Oof.
Um, yeah, which is why I did an exercise sports science major.
Oh,
Um,
really? So that was end
yeah,
game. Are you even
well,
pointed in that direction anymore? Okay, I was about to
no.
say.
So basically, I did media and journalism because I wanted to do photography. But then once I realized it was very heavily, which I should have known that, journalism, news, like all that kind of thing, I was like, okay, well, if I really did want to do photography, I still could without, like, I don't need a degree to do photography. Like, I could
Totally.
do photography. Like, I could
You
just
either
do it.
have the eye or you don't.
Yeah, like, I could, it's about your portfolio. It's about the things you shoot. No one's looking for a degree when they're hiring you to take
Right.
pictures of
Do I
their
like
family.
how it looks? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, well, if I want to do that, then I can just do it. And I was like, what else am I interested in? And honestly, I really couldn't like think of anything. And so, like, I've kind of always been interested in the medical, like, helping field, but knew I couldn't be a nurse. Like, that's just not, like, I just know I couldn't. And that's just not what I'm built for. And so I learned about occupational therapy. I thought it was so interesting. I did an internship in 2021, loved it. But then by the time I was graduating, I was kind of like, I don't know. And then I like was just debating. I think in the early months of me working at Orange Theory, I was still debating. And then kind of decided, well, if I'm not like, yeah, for sure, I was like, I'm not going to go to school for it and like spend a bunch of money and not use it. And so it kind of just became the thing of like contemplating it for so long where eventually got to the point that I just didn't do it. Like, and then at that point, I'd been working at Orange Theory, I was enjoying it. I became assistant manager and then,
Right.
went from there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole time just, managing social media content and
Yeah.
following the trends
Yeah.
and I feel like, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that you're not like a director, but at Orange Theory, I mean, you were definitely directing me. You were directing Haley. You were directing Ashley. You were directing Sarah, Abby.
Sure.
Everyone, and
Add it to the resume.
add
Direct.
to the resume. But like, you know, I, this time around when you did kayaking the Keys for Hope, I know we're skipping ahead just a little bit, but you had Lorenzo this
Huh?
time around. Was any of that relevant? I mean, Lorenzo's like a whiz kid,
Yeah.
prodigy, 18-year-old
Oh,
year
yeah.
old freak of nature in the best way possible. I mean, shout out Lorenzo if you're watching this, bro. But like, did you have to give him any pointers? Like, is that a useful skill at all? Like being able to like communicate to people where they need to be. Like, do you feel like that helped you at all?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, I do think that definitely was helpful and I know that he knew his stuff as far as like his lane. Like he knows I don't know video. He knows his stuff. He
Right.
knows video. He knew all of that. And I knew that. Like I wasn't gonna try and like overstep in any way
Of
with
course.
that situation. But to your point, like, it's his first time on the trip and this was like my I'll say like fourth and a half time because the first year I didn't actually stay the whole week.
Okay.
First year I was there in the beginning and the end. Um,
Gotcha.
but anyways, yeah. So yeah, I definitely had to, figure out. It's actually kind of funny because I was like debating. I was like, okay, how do I help him and like kind of guide him without trying to be like
Micromanagey.
yeah, micro because like I know he knows what he's doing, but this trip is so unique and it's so different.
Uh
Um,
huh.
and even at the end of the week, he was like, I don't know what I expected. It was just very different than what I expected in a good way.
For
But
sure.
yeah, I had to just kind of like give him some tips, some pointers, telling him like the right place to be at what times, because at this point, like, I've figured it out.
Yes, that's
You know,
true. That's
I'm gonna
true.
go
This
over
is where they're
here.
going to be coming from, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that
Yes.
makes
And
sense.
like, for example, when you guys land at Siesta Key the first day, I told him, like, okay, let's come over here to this
At
furthest
where?
Siesta Key.
Oh, Siesta Key.
Siesta.
Key what? Key Largo?
No. When you land at Siesta, it's the hotel. What's the hotel called?
Oh.
Siesta
After
Key,
the end of
no?
the first day. Is that
La
what? Is it?
Siesta. La
La
Siesta.
Siesta. I was like, Siesta Key's on a different part of Florida, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally like Sarasota or something.
Yes, it is Sarasota.
La Siesta, which is I don't even in Isla Morada.
Yes,
That's where
Island
it is. So, anyways, I typically go out to like the furthest point, which is not where you guys land, but a furthest point out that I can get good shots of you guys coming in from afar, and kind of have to run back over to when you guys
Yes.
actually land. And so,
Yes.
like, that's an example where I like kind of told him the game plan. I was like, okay, this is what you do. Come over here, and then we'll. So yeah, for sure. And that way, I definitely did have to do that. And then it also was cool too because like I like to work with videographers like at weddings or different events because they'll like sometimes they'll see something that I don't see or vice
Sure.
versa. Like
Yep.
for example, a lot of times on the trip I'd be like, Lorenzo, come get a clip of this. Like this is a really good shot right here. And he'd come over and take a video. Or I would see him taking a video of something, I'm like, ooh, I should go get that. Like
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. It was collaborative.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure also because everyone's like personalities, it's easy for you to be like, hey, go talk to this guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Uh,
I did kind of have to help him with that kind of stuff too. Now that I think about it.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, not everyone, but there's a lot of freaking ridiculous characters.
Warning.
Warning. Ridiculousness is about
Jake.
to ensue. Yeah. Oscar. I mean, granted, Lorenzo knew him, but okay. So back to the narrative though. So, you're at Orange Theory, and you're sometimes doing weddings, sometimes doing grad photos, and then you leave Orange Theory. You go to Gritbox.
Yep, in Charlotte.
In Charlotte. What's the first? What are you doing with photography? And this is summer 23, spring summer 23. What's going on?
So, I'm just going to pull up my Instagram. At this point, somewhere in between starting at Orange Theory and coming to Charlotte and doing Gritbox, I had shot a couple of engagements, like actual like proposals.
Oh, okay.
And then I had also shot, kayaking. And then, so then once we get to the point where I moved to Charlotte, at this point, I'm starting to do a lot more senior pictures and engagements and things like that. So at this point, I think I started advertising more on my Instagram, my social media, and like really curating posts to look really good. To where like, I had like a consistent feed, and it kind of like, that's what draws people in.
Yep.
At this point, I was doing, a lot of engagements, grad sessions. Actually, I would still go back to Chapel Hill for these grad sessions. So
Okay,
they're pretty much all UNC Chapel Hill, and a lot of them were friends.
Sure.
And so, and then
but are these people reaching out to you, like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not, outside of social media, you're not like doing any sort of advertising. Are you texting people like saying, hey,
No.
just think so? Okay, cool.
I think I was only advertising, and like just from doing a couple shoots randomly, like I'm talking about like when I first started doing grad shoots when I worked at Orange Theory, I was charging probably like, I'm not gonna like, probably like a fifth of what I'm charging now. Like I was
Sure.
Just like, it was basically just for fun for me, and I was just charging them like a little bit because they felt like they needed to pay me.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. And so so then it gets to the point where I'm posting a lot. And then also something I forgot about too during this time is that Diego was a cheerleader, and I would go to the basketball games.
Duh. How do we not think of this?
Yeah, I just saw it on my Instagram, and I would take pictures of like the player. I would take like my zoom lens, which eventually I got in trouble for it, and so I couldn't go back with it.
Oh, dang.
They just told me I had to put it away, and then I was like, oh dang, I guess I'm not allowed to use it.
Paparazzi.
But I would take pictures at the basketball games, which I think also brought attention to my page because like we were friends with one of the basketball players, and he like would repost my pictures of him.
Oh,
And
of course.
another player reposted my pictures with him, and his name was
Huge.
Justin McCoy. He's the one that's our friend, and then he actually had me come out to an event that he did at a school somewhere. I think it was out in Cary or something, but he did like a basketball event for kids, and I went out and shot that, and he reposted it. And so it was kind of just like little things here and there. Um, and it was really fun. I think like I did all that for free. And then yeah, once I got
So big because you get to like get exposure and get your skills up.
yeah,
And
yeah,
also
exactly.
basketball is the biggest thing at UNC.
Exactly. For sure. And then so then around I would say yeah, so around I moved to Charlotte, what was that? 23 summer of
Yep. Yep.
2023.
Yep.
And then once I started thinking like once I was a few months into working at Gripbox, and I had been doing some grad sessions and a couple sessions and like things like that. I mean, again, sparingly, like not every weekend, like, once a month, maybe, like whatever. Um, and I started to have interest in, okay, maybe I should try to do weddings. I was like, maybe I should just test it out, like, be a second shooter, be in the background, like, see if I like it. And so then I reached out to some photographers, and then 2024, a year after I moved, June 2024, a year after I moved to Charlotte, I shot my first wedding. Yeah. So that was like, oh wow, this is
So you
really
were the
cool.
secondary photographer. Is that what that
Mhm.
means?
Yeah.
What is that? How is that different from the primary? Like, what kind of shots are you getting versus what are they getting?
So the primary is like, if I'm the primary photographer, the client hired me
Uh-huh.
to shoot their wedding. Like they saw my work, they want my work done, and I'm shooting their wedding. And then I would hire a second shooter, and the second shooter is getting just like extra shots. So, for example, depending on the wedding day timeline, sometimes you have to get bridesmaids pictures at the same time as groomsmen pictures for the sake of time. And so, like, I would go take pictures of the bridesmaids, and my second shooter would go take pictures of the groomsmen. Uh,
Mm,
or like, during the ceremony, my second shooter will get a different angle than me.
gotcha.
Different things like that. And it's also just like nice for peace of mind too. Like I typically, I mean, kind of going ahead here, but now that I'm doing my own weddings, I typically have my second shooter shoot like whatever really big moments are happening. I have her shoot it like right next to me just to make sure that we like both get it. Like the kiss. Like
Sure. Sure.
I want
Don't
you right
miss.
here. I want us both taking a picture of it just in case, like God forbid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, that's what a second shooter does. And then at the end of the night, they give like the second shooter will give the main shooter their SD card.
Okay.
And the primary shooter would edit everything. So if you're a second shooter, you show up, your main shooter gives you an SD card to use, you shoot, and then you give it to them and you go home.
Okay.
Your work is done. But as the main shooter, I'm then taking the second shooter's pictures and editing them and delivering them and doing all that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I follow. I
Yeah.
follow. This is a sort of a tangent, but I just remembered, were you not a second shooter for some autism gala? What was that thing that you
Oh,
did?
yeah. Yeah, that was another thing that I actually saw here that I forgot about. So I went to Night to Shine, and that was when I worked
That,
at Secretary. Yeah.
yes.
So well, that was the funny story too, that it's just so it's a prom. It's Tim Tebow puts it on.
Yes, I
And
remember
it's
that.
a prom for people with special needs.
That's right.
And so for like kids to adults, pretty much. Like, I don't know if there's an age limit, but anyways, so it's basically a prom. They go, there's food for them. They get to like, paint their nails. They get to, go make a nice tie. They get to dance. They get to just do all kinds of fun things. And so I heard about that. I always wanted to go because, like, like I was saying, I've shot a lot for Gear Up for Autism and other events similar. And so I was like, oh, I really just want to go. I just want to go and take pictures. So I reached out and asked if I could volunteer to be a photographer. And she said, yeah. And I showed up. And then, like, the main guy, he's like I could tell had been a photographer for years, was like, for some reason, they assumed that I was like a professional
Right.
photographer. And I
Uh-huh.
think I told you this, but like,
Yes, I remember.
he was like, yeah, so we have Lauren and Kenny, I don't even know who it was, and Kenny here, and they're gonna be your leads tonight. And I was like, mm-hmm. I'm like, yep, like I know what I'm doing. I was like, yep. I just like, I was like, yeah, like I was like, sure, okay.
Uh-huh.
And so then I just kind of did it. I don't know. I just took pictures. And then I ended up doing it again. And I ended up doing it again actually this year in Charlotte.
Awesome.
But yeah, that event's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because as you were starting to tell me about this, I'm like, wait, because I just remember the whole thing. There was something with the SD card even for that specific night.
Yes. And then I like, since I was still a rookie, I like copied or like saved the images wrong. So
Yeah.
in the newer cameras, which I had at that time, so around this time I upgraded cameras, which I forgot to say. Around the time of like shooting, starting to more seriously shoot like graduations and basketball and all of that, I got a new camera. And this is like changed the game. It's mirrorless, so it's hard to explain, but it's a lot better than my DSLR. Like just more crisp. And another feature that it has is it has dual SD card slots. You put two SD cards in, and
Huge.
or you could just put one if you want, but
Sure.
you can put two in, and you can have it like to where you can tell it what to do. So it can either fill one up, and once it fills that one up, move to the next one, or you can have it to where it copies all the pictures on both, which is what I typically do for like, just for safety reasons, like to make sure, like if in case an SD card corrupts, the other one is still good. Or you can do it to where photos save on one SD card and videos save on the other. And I did something like that, and I messed it up somehow. And so I think that I actually only saved it onto one card, and when I gave him his card back, it had nothing on it. Yeah. So then I had to,
Right.
yeah. So I don't even remember what I did, but I had to fix it somehow. And I was like,
I remember you telling me that story while we were at work.
yeah, I
I
was
think
stressed. They
you
like
I
texted
think
me right
you were trying to figure it out.
now. Yes, I was so stressed because they wanted like my pictures for like the website and stuff. Because again, I was like one of the main
One of the leads, yeah.
apparently, and oh my gosh. But I think I think he ended up asking me just to send him like my like 30 best pictures or something like that.
Yes.
And that
I
was what
think
I
you're
did.
right. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Which I was like, you know what? Honestly, that's probably easier for you anyways. You don't want to look through my thousands of pictures. Like,
Yeah.
I'll send you my best ones.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For
yeah,
sure.
that was stressful. That was definitely a whoopsie moment early on where I was
Hey,
like, oh my gosh.
part of the learning curve.
I mean, yeah.
Part of the learning curve. So you started off as being, if we're jumping back to Charlotte times, 2023, you started being a second at
Second shooter.
a second shooter at weddings. Okay.
Yeah. Second shooter. My
And where
first
we go from there?
was in May of 2024 in Raleigh.
Cool.
And then from there, I'm like looking at my Instagram to look at my timeline.
All good.
From there, I shot my, like, that next month, we went on a family trip. And wow, this is only like a year ago. That's crazy. We went on a family trip, and my brother and sister-in-law were engaged, or now sister-in-law were engaged at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I told them, because we were going on a beach trip, I was like, I just want to take engagement pictures of you guys. Like, I took their actual proposal pictures, but I wanted to do like fun like beach pictures, so we did. And those came out really good. So then I kind of got like a few more like couples inquiries from that. And then I started like posting the pictures that I had taken as a second shooter from those weddings. So then that kind of started the like, now I have wedding pictures on my feed. So now, in order for me to be able to one day at this point like book my own weddings, I need to have wedding pictures for people to look at.
That tracks.
And then at this point, I'm like DMing just photographers all around Charlotte and the Triangle and being like, hey, if you need a second shooter, let me know. Like, I'm texting like probably like 50 different photographers, because that's how you like get your name out there to second shoot.
Gotcha. Okay. So at that point, you do start reaching out.
Yes, but to other photographers.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really reached out, maybe a couple times, but not that I can remember, to like clients. I have
Right.
reached out to a lot of photographers,
That's cool.
because second shooting is how you learn and how you get the portfolio, and then eventually you can get your own weddings.
Cool. I didn't know that that's how it
Yeah.
worked. It makes sense that you talk about it, but that's a cool
Yeah,
little
you don't really think
insight
about
into
it
the
because you're like,
hustle.
okay, I want to do wedding photography, but okay, well, no one's going to hire me if they can't see my wedding photos that I've taken. But also, how do I do that? Like, so you have to be a second shooter
Mm-hmm.
first. Um, so yeah, then I started doing that. Then actually at this point, so this is kind of cool actually. So um, this is up until the point I'm at now is like August of last year, August 2024. So then switching back over to Gripbox, I'm reaching out to influencers on my Gripbox page to bring them into Gripbox to, sign them up for a membership, and you get a free membership and you have to post about us, whatever.
Yes. Yep.
And
Classic.
so I reach out to Medina, who is famous from The Bachelor, one of those, shows on ABC. And so I reach out to her because she lives in Charlotte, and I asked her to come in, and she responds. She's super nice. She comes in, takes a class. I meet her, and I'm like kind of starstruck at first because I watched that season that she was
Mm-hmm.
just in like 2 months prior. So it was
Wow.
just like
Okay.
weird. And she was one of like the main characters, and involved. She wasn't the drama, but she was like involved in a drama, which makes her like a main character automatically.
Right.
So, anyways, yes, she was super nice, and so I met her, and then Gripbox was hosting an event that we were putting on, and we needed to have like headshots of her. She was a part of the event, her and one of our coaches. So I brought my camera in, took a headshot of her, took a headshot of my coaches, and like she loved the pictures. And so then from there, she would ask me to come do like photo shoots of her. So she would like,
Stop. I didn't know any of this.
yeah, she would hire me like, well, at first it was more so for like fun. Like we would just like go to the city, like go to her apartment and like just like take pictures for her Instagram.
Were
So
you
that was
charging her at that point?
not the first couple times. I think the first time I didn't,
Where
but then after,
and she was just like, "Come over and do my Instagram for me." Like, how'd she ask you?
I don't even remember. I think no, I think the first time it was like, oh, would you be down to just like like to collaborate. So like
Uh,
I would take pictures and then she would tag me, obviously, hello.
yeah,
She
that
would
makes
tag
sense.
me. So
Yeah,
then I'm
yeah.
like,
Okay,
you're
that's
like
that,
you
that,
have
that's
like
reciprocal. Yeah,
yeah, you have like, 20,000 followers, whatever, great.
yeah.
Post it. Like that's amazing. And like she was fun too. Like we actually like became friends through it. And so anyways, yes, at first I did it like just for free. And at this point too, like I'm still getting my footing with like my pricing like in general.
Pricing stuff is actually challenging.
It's really hard because you're trying
Yeah.
to like, be comparable, but also like figure out what you're
What's the niche and why am I worth? Why am I
yeah,
worth maybe a
why am I
little?
worth this? Exactly. It's like
I get
mentioning
it.
it's crazy.
I
Yeah.
get it. Uh huh.
Yeah. So anyways, then from there it kind of just spiraled and I started like she would like hire me like maybe like 2 to 3 times a month to just like because she would get like brand deals and things like that, and so like to shoot that for her. Um,
This is
and that
crazy. I had no clue.
yeah, yeah. So it was really fun. I mean, we would just take some like really cool pictures, um, and then yeah. So that was one of the things that actually I think helped me do well too, because she would post the pictures on her Instagram, and then she had so she's also a licensed mental health therapist. And
Ooh,
so she would have a lot of like events where she would kind of just like do like talks about her thing is like her phrase is like mental health is sexy, or like talking about it is sexy or something like
sure.
that.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, and so she would have a lot of like talks about it, and I would go and like shoot those events. Like I would take pictures at those events for her. So yeah. So all of that was really cool. It was
This
good
is so
exposure.
rad.
I would go and I would like take my business cards and like she would let me like put them out on the table. I would like talk to people. I would, I handed out my
Just
business cards
networking.
sometimes. Yeah, exactly. So that was cool. That was really cool. I'm trying to think. I think
Yeah.
I actually did get maybe like one or two, maybe one shoot from that. I don't remember, but yeah.
And
So that
what's this
was
person's name again?
Medina.
Medina.
I'll send you so you can look at it after. I'll send you
Get
one
her
of
on
my
the pod. It'll be
yeah.
she'll,
No, honestly,
she'll
yeah.
never be more exposed. No.
She's actually so nice. I'll send it to you. Um, anyways, yeah, she And I mean, we still keep in touch, and like I think I shot for her like a month and a half or two ago, but and she asked me to shoot something this month, but I told her I was like I don't have time, not
Yeah.
right now. Wait until after the wedding.
Right. Right.
Anyways, yeah. And then at this point, I started to get more into my Instagram again because I had just quit my grip box job.
Yes. Yes.
So I guess I have to backtrack, but yes, that's what happened right around that time. It was July last year that I quit grip
Yep.
box.
Yep. With the intention, one, it wasn't working out, but two, to to take the
To
leap.
do photography, yeah. So because leading up to like, I would say probably like the year, like between the time that I moved to Charlotte, maybe a couple months after I moved to Charlotte, up until I quit, it was like a slow build up of like, okay, this is like, getting to be more busy, but also like I don't have time to dedicate to it to keep building it because Gritbox, I mean, it took a lot of my time, and then if I had a shoot on the weekend, I had the shoot, but then like I didn't have any other time to actually like make a business plan and like post enough on social media and do all the
Don't
things.
I? I'm
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I'm there. I'm
yeah, yeah,
there.
especially with kids. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna do it. Gripbox just wasn't working out for me. And then that combined with really just wanting to try this full time and feeling inspired to do it. And then, yeah, I quit and I was like, all right, well, let's see how this goes. And so then started dedicating my time to it and like started doing like giveaways and like posting about it more often and doing like fall minis, which is just like a bunch of mini photo sessions back to back. And that's an easy way to like get a lot of sessions in because you just advertise like a day and it's like just like time slots and you just stay there the whole day and they come to you. Um, and so yeah, then that started building my portfolio, did a couple more weddings, and then from there it kind of just like spiraled.
So from the time you quit your job to like getting like what? Oh, before I ask this question, what would you consider like full? Like this is what you do. Like how many hours a week? Like shooting, editing, all of it. Like would you say you hit 40? Like what? What's the time
No,
commitment? No,
I would say at least not right now because I'm still like
and your
I
wedding prepping.
well, yeah,
Mhm.
correct. But also I am nannying during the week too.
Okay, gotcha.
So I nanny like I used to nanny Monday through Friday. Now I nanny Mondays and Fridays.
Just
Um,
Monday and Friday.
yeah,
And
yeah.
how long is that?
That's about like 12 hours a week.
Okay, so like six per day, more or less.
It's like 8 and 4.
Nice, nice. Okay,
So
that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So that's I mean taking up a lot of my time because when I first started, well now it's less, but when I first started doing photography full time and that was my only thing, like, after a couple months of it I was like, okay, I need to get something else because photography, like, it's one of those things where it's like, it can be really good one month and then it could just be like nothing another month because
Sure. Okay.
you're trying to get a consistent like client base and like you
Yep.
need inquiries coming in consistently, and then some months are like busy season and some months are off season, like the
Right.
winter is hard. So yeah, so then I realized like, okay, I think I need something else, not like a full-time job, but it's like something.
Just a
So
little
I
extra
started
credit to you.
nannying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I started nannying because then I was like, okay, I have this consistent money coming in every month and photography is like a plus. I nanny and I go home. Like it's not like I am like working, round the clock or
Right, and you don't take that home with you.
yes, like Gripbox was like I mean probably like 45 or so hours a week, and then I'm a manager so I'm on call and I have to be there like 2 weekends out of the month for like events and stuff. So yeah, so it just I had no time. So yeah, I would say I mean for photography, like the amount of hours I spend on it really just depends depending on how many sessions I've had or if I've had a wedding. If I've had a wedding, the editing takes a while. It typically takes me hmm, like 4 to 7 weeks, depending, to edit because it's like thousands and thousands of images. Um, but yeah, I mean, it really just depends. I would say probably anywhere from like 20 to 30, maybe. Um, yeah, I think that's a fair number.
Nice. How
Yeah.
long did it take you to work up to that?
A while. Well, and I would say right now it's definitely not 20 to 30. Right now it's probably like 15 with like the weddings and with the wedding and everything. But it took me a few months. It probably took me a good like 4 or 5 months once I quit to when I was like, okay, like I have things going on, every month,
Sure.
like a few things going on. And then,
Was that nerve-wracking?
um, no, no, I
No?
think it was actually like, okay, here we go, finally. Like, I think
Okay.
it was more nerve-wracking when I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But it is also like, I mean, yeah, it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's sort of what I meant. Like, was it nerve-wracking quitting and
Oh,
having to
oh,
build and having to build?
yeah.
That's what
Oh,
you're
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 for sure.
Okay.
Very nerve-wracking.
Yeah. How did you like combat that and deal with that?
Um, well, luckily I have like amazing supporters like my parents and Diego, so that was very
For sure.
helpful.
Yeah, you've got a great team.
Do it, like,
Yeah.
you know, do it. And so I think that was super helpful, and then also just kind of knowing that that's just the nature of it was helpful.
Yep.
Like I understood that when I quit, like that's how it is, but this is like what I want to do and it's worth. I think I just kept saying too like it's worth it because like this is the trajectory, like this is what you need to do to get to the point where you're successful. Like you don't just like become successful. So I think just knowing that I knew that my work was good and I knew that people were like wanting to book me, and so I knew that it was just a matter of time, so that was
Okay.
helpful.
Yep. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. And so, how would you say your confidence levels are now with regards to just?
I would say it's definitely a lot higher. I would say like it's still like every once in a while I'll still be like, oh my gosh, what if I like don't do a good job on this shoot? Like just like an
Okay.
irrational like fear like whenever I like show up to a shoot, like I don't know, you just start to think like what if this goes wrong or what if that
The
goes wrong.
pre-game jitters.
Yes, yes, almost like every time, not always, but a lot of times. And then as soon as I start shooting, it completely goes away. Um, and then as far as like the actual buildup of like the business goes, I think that my confidence is definitely a lot better because I feel like I get more consistent like inquiries. Even now that I haven't really been dedicating a lot of time to like posting and like advertising and things, because honestly I mean I really do need to get back into it, but I've just been so like all over the place. Even now, for example, like I haven't posted, I mean I posted like a TikTok and a reel like maybe like a week and a half ago, but I haven't posted since then. But I've gotten like 2 or 3 wedding inquiries in between now and like then and now, and I haven't posted anything, so like that helps build my confidence of like, okay, people are still like seeing my work and wanting to book me.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, keeping up with social media is so hard. I when we did Kayak and Keys for Hope after we had finished year 2 and we were
Huh.
at the hotel in Key West, and I asked you for TikTok tips.
Yeah.
I because I was like, okay, this is like I just have to do this, right?
Hmm.
You kind of get to a point
Yeah.
where you're just like, if this is what you want, you
Yep.
have to do it. And so, and I think and then I texted you and you typed me a
Explain
nice little paragraph like, hey,
it.
this is a recap of what I said, and yada yada. It's hard, even though the gaming the algorithm on TikTok is fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
Post consistently, engage, follow trends.
It still takes time.
Still takes time. Follow people.
Yeah.
I remember your part of your advice was
Follow a lot of
follow
people.
1,000 people, and oh my god, it's so hard. I think I follow like 300 people, and it's all like podcasts. I think now I just need to follow more fitness
Mm,
influencer people,
yeah.
and that's actually that's the next thing. But that makes it a lot easier because that's the 2 things I'll be putting on there.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually at a point right now where one of the guests I had on few episodes ago, when I reached out to him because I had seen some Instagram posts that he had made that just made me laugh. And
Oh.
this is a guy, his name's Peyton. We had known each other since middle school,
Huh.
and we went to high school together. We did cross country in high school, and he's 2 years younger than I am, and then we went to college together. He ended up going to the same school, even though we like didn't hang out that much. Still would catch up occasionally. Um, so I reached out to him, and we're catching up before the pod, sort of like how you and I did. And I'm like, yeah. So I had no clue what he did. I only reached out to him because he made me laugh on social media, and I was like, oh, this guy is funny. Let's like have like a funny pod where it's just bros being funny. And him and his now wife, because he just got married recently, basically build a social media package for people.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, and they like tell you what to shoot, and then they edit it and do all this stuff. And so I had a meeting with them just the other day, and I'm probably going to do it, but well, I am going to do it. That's not probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they sent me a contract, and so I'm going to do it. But it's so challenging, and that was like also something that was challenging for me because I've got a handful of products outside of like workout plans, and I also have like a couple specific like ebook programs that I've made, but I don't have time to do social media.
I know.
Because I have to do social media for the pod. I post 2 times a week
Yeah.
on everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little behind, but there's 4 posts
You're
go
pretty
out.
consistent, yeah.
Yeah, 4 posts now go out per episode. And I
Yeah.
split 2 per week. And it's now going on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So it's like I'm doing the things, but if I like actually want to make sales, there's going to be an investment. I'm like, oh my god, do I want to spend money on advertising? Like, is this even going to work? But it's like, well, if you make 2 workout plans for people, it will cover the cost of your advertising.
Yeah.
Depending on the plan and for how long it is. But it's like, okay. And also, if you actually like reach out to people, you have 1,000 friends on Facebook. Instead of posting, just reach out to them and don't say, hey, do you want to plan? It's like, do you know of anybody?
Yeah.
Do you know? And it's like, I'm not even trying to sell you anything. It's like, do you just
I just need help.
and so there's just things, but time is just like so short.
I know.
I literally talked to Tay the other day, and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to stay up late a couple of nights.
Yeah, because otherwise you don't.
I'm waking up at 4:45, and like the days are until we go to bed at 9:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it! I think I'm going to have to like just suck it up.
Yeah.
And if you really want this, you're gonna have to like do some late nights. And I stopped my Whoop heart rate monitor. I still wear it, but I already know all I need to know about my personal habits and the ways to operate best. But also, like, I realized, I'm like, you know what? Like, this is just going to tell you when you do the things that you need to do for your job and your business and your family. It's going to tell you that your sleep sucks and that you shouldn't be staying up late working. And I just don't need that.
You don't need that right now.
I don't need that. I actually, what I need to do is like, I need to get shit done.
Yeah.
And so
that's the hard part.
It's the hard part. So, I really relate. And so what's it been like for you though, now wedding planning and, still doing your nannying and your photography?
It's been insane. Well, and like
getting a house.
And getting a house and attending 12 weddings this year.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember you guys told me about your wedding gauntlet.
Yeah, so it's just been like, I mean, everything's been like really good things. Like it's all been
all positive.
Great.
All so positive.
It's just like obviously when you get to the point, even no matter how great things are, when you have no time, you're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, literally, I would say every single weekend since April has been accounted for. Like we've had something every single weekend, been out of town, most of them, or like had something here that was like a big event, or moving into the house or moving out of whatever. So it's just been so chaotic, just finding the time to post on social media, to reach out to people, to finish like all the wedding tasks that we have to do, to unpack boxes in the house. Like, I mean, for the most part, like inside the house is fine, but the garage still has a bunch of stuff we have to go through.
That garage is sick.
It is good, but it's also full right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot of things. And now we're, almost a month out from the wedding. 1 month. We're four and
Yeah.
a half weeks away
Yep.
today.
Yep.
No, in 2 days will be a month.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, so that's also crazy because this upcoming weekend is like our last weekend that we're not like going out of town or like doing something until the wedding.
This one,
So,
this one that's about to happen.
like in like 2 days, yeah. And we
Yeah.
have a friend coming to town, which is fine though. She's my maid of honor, so she can help me do stuff. But anyways, yeah. So it's been crazy. It's been really good, but it's also definitely been tiring.
Yeah.
Um, and I've definitely like had to like put certain things on the back burner and figure out how to. And then I feel like every day I'm like, oh shoot, like I have to do that. Oh shoot, I should be doing this. Oh shoot, I should be doing that. And so that's the battle right now. But again, good things. I'm trying not to let that like overtake me because I still want to enjoy it because it's like such a
For
fun
sure.
time. But
Yes. It's
yeah,
just a lot. One of the things I try and remind myself is at this point, all the things I listed where I'm like, oh, I got to juggle all these things are all things that I've chosen to do
and that you love, yeah,
and that I love. Right. And so even though it is a lot, and that was definitely something that I had to come to terms with, like, this spring where I was like, dang, I bit off more than I could chew.
yeah,
Um, and not in like we've just been on a roll since we moved back
oh yeah,
from North Carolina. Um, moved back, uh, house, job, no, house,
baby,
kid, Seb Strong, Kai
yeah,
competes for Hope for the first time.
yeah,
Um, you know, raising June, doing pod, job, all the things.
pregnant,
Pregnant again,
mm.
blah blah. Just like, and it's all positive and all that. And so every once in a while, when you're like, oh dang, okay, that's a limit. That's a limit.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's a limit. Understood. And that's not to say that you don't like work up to then surpass the limit, but you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, I need to regroup before
yeah.
I,
Correct.
I charge on in. How do you stay dedicated, to like the whole photography thing? Like obviously you made the jump and like you want to do it, and it's been something you've been doing a long time and you enjoy it. So like, what's the dedication? What's the why?
I mean, honestly, I think it still just is because I just really do enjoy it. Like I love
Like it's
like
fun.
it's just really fun for me. And I also another thing too is that I love like getting to experience people's like sweetest, best moments with them. Because like for example, I did a in-home family shoot on Friday and it was a newborn. So it was
Mm.
in their house and they
Oh,
had just
lovely.
had a baby and they
Yep.
had like a 3-year-old. So it was a family, 3-year-old and newborn. And just like such like sweet moments, like the 3-year-old kissing the newborn's head and like just like being able to experience that is just so sweet. And then also like on wedding days, obviously, and proposals, like I'm there like with them literally capturing and they're gonna show their kids these pictures in like
Yeah.
10 years and like that's just crazy to think about. So I think that definitely is what drives it along with like loving it, but that's why I love it, I guess.
Yeah, you're solidifying the best moments of people's lives
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
I mean, that's why I love going to weddings,
yeah,
just because I'm like, yeah, I get to be a part of
yeah,
probably a top 10 day, hopefully,
yeah,
in your life.
yeah, it's true. I didn't think about
Yeah. And so, and Jack Sparrow and the first Pirates of the Caribbean movies, like, weddings, I love weddings, drinks all over.
that.
I'm
That's you.
that's definitely me. Oh, for sure. For sure. Um, So you had also so you just talked about like why you love it and that sort of thing. How are you balancing still enjoying it and then the professional side of running the business and doing it for income and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think that I just have kind of come to know what my like comfortable spot is and what like my limits are in certain ways. Like I haven't gotten to the point where I'm so booked up that it's been like, oh my gosh, some people have weddings every single weekend that they're shooting and shoots in between. I haven't experienced that yet. At least the weddings that I have shot so far have been like I've had one wedding per month. So that's been pretty calm. But as far as like the certain types of shoots that I do, like now I'm starting to kind of figure out that I don't like super overwhelming situations, because then that just becomes very stressful for me. So for
What's an
example, like
example? Oh, perfect.
example is like if I'm talking to a potential bride, or a bride that's a potential client, um, and I go through like a questionnaire with them when I send them my price. So if someone reaches out to me, I send them my pricing guide, and then I
Okay.
have a call with them and I ask them certain questions, like get to know them. And then one of my questions is like, for example, is like, what is your guest count going to be? So for example, like if it's like a 350 person wedding, like
Big
that
wedding.
might be something that I might be like, I don't know if I want to do that, just because like I've experienced like smaller weddings and bigger weddings, and the bigger weddings can definitely get like just really crazy, almost to the point where it's like, oh my goodness, like this is just, for at least for me, it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
um and so that's a situation where I'd find myself just being like more stressed than I
You
need
mean
to
like
be.
3 shooters for a wedding that size?
No, I know exactly. So that's just an example. And then also just like, I think too, is shooting things that I don't not getting paid to shoot for. So like
Mm,
Gear Up for Autism, Sebastian Strong, like that, those are things that I choose to do, and that's like fun for me. I'm not getting paid to do it. So like I'm just there, like taking pictures, great. Like if you get the shot, great. If you don't, like, not great, but like you're
yeah.
volunteering this, like you're just giving this to us.
Yes.
And so I think having like a creative outlet within the like normal like scheduled programming of like actual photo shoots is very
Sure.
helpful.
Yeah.
And then also just again, like I don't want to get to the point where I'm like shooting so much, like I want to be able to have like a limit, like this is what I need to make this year, or every this is my goal of what I want to make every year, right? And then I don't want to like accept too many weddings past that, because then it starts to get like boom,
Sure.
boom, boom, boom. I just want to be where I need to be and not like try to push myself way too far past that, because then I know that I'll get like burnt out and overwhelmed, because I know
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, for sure. Well, the nice thing is, and as you continue to grow and your client list expands,
Yeah.
I mean, then you can just be more choosy with your
Yeah.
clients, and your prices will go up.
And your
And
pricing goes up. Yeah. So that's
yeah,
helpful.
yeah,
Yeah. So in a few years, like I might be able to take like half the amount that I would need now, like, you know,
yes,
something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And then if you wanted to do more, well, then you could, and you would make
Yeah.
buku bucks.
Yeah.
So Gear Up for Autism, Sebastian Strong. What was the other one? The nights, the prom
Night to shine.
night. Okay, yeah, Nights and Shine.
Night to shine.
Night to Shine. Okay,
Yeah.
like you said, were you paid for Nights to Shine? Night to
No.
Shine. Okay, so all volunteer projects,
Mm-hmm.
all awesome causes. What's the like? You you're involved in those things, right? And so what's the value system? Why are you a part of those things? Like what? Obviously, you're getting some form of fulfillment out of it. What are you getting from that?
Yeah.
What's going
Well,
on?
I would say, I mean, with Gear Up for Autism and Sebastian Strong specifically, I obviously like became involved in that through Diego. Um, and So that was more so like, I mean, I still chose to photograph it. I became involved because, because of him, but it was still my like, I want to photograph this. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I think that that just like comes with, I've just always loved to, support, like help support people who are either, like special needs or just underprivileged in any ways, or just, need that extra love and, support from people. And so I feel like I've just always kind of had that like yearning in me to just, I don't know, to just like make someone's day better, happier. And then with Night to Shine, I mean, that was on my own. But again, I've always had a love for people with special needs.
Hmm.
And I've never really like had anyone with special needs in my family or anything, so I don't really know where that comes from. But I mean, it also definitely comes from like my faith too,
Hmm.
and just like wanting to, just give as much and be like as much of a light as I can,
Sure.
you know.
Well said. Yeah, as much of a light as you can. That's good.
Yeah, and just kind of like to me for me it's easy for me to just go and take pictures and deliver that, and I know that that's so like um what's the word? Like parents are so grateful for
Yeah,
that. And for me it's easy, it's fun, like I really enjoy doing it. So
it's
in
just
my head,
time.
yeah. And so in my head it's kind of like easy, like yeah, duh, why not? Like this is so fun. And it's fun for me to get to see them like loving, what they're doing and having like the best time. So,
Uh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I think that's important just because, you know, that's those three things, especially Gear Up and Seb Strong, were pretty foundational for you
Mhm.
in terms of just building up your own business practice initially, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it was all volunteer time.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
true.
was just a little bit curious about, you know, your character. Obviously, I know you very well, and
Yeah.
and I know what a gem you are, and I know that your faith is important to you. But I was just curious if you ever thought about it in terms of just
Yeah, not really.
how it drives you, and that sort of thing.
That's a good question. Well, it's also funny because Oscar, um, who is Sebastian's dad and leads the kayaking trip,
He's
he
pod
told me,
famous.
yeah, he's pod famous, so you guys know
Hmm.
him, I guess.
Hmm.
But he told, like, he was the one who actually, like, out of anyone I can think of, really told me, like, you should be, like, you should do this full time. I remember he said it on the first kayaking trip. He was like, Lauren, come on, why don't you just be a photographer, like, whatever. And then I remember, I think it was the next year that he was like, no, I'm serious. He was like, you should be a freelance photographer.
But
And I
no,
was
I'm serious. You think I'm
like,
messing
yeah,
around? I'm not
yeah,
messing
yeah,
around.
yeah, exactly. Yes. And I was like, okay, Oscar, like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's terrifying. Like, I'm not going to do that. At the time, I was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, what am I going to do? Just like, what? Like, how do you just do that?
Uh huh.
So, but it's funny because I think back to that because he was always like very adamant about, I mean, because he's adamant about a lot of things, but he was very adamant about that. I was like, okay.
For sure,
So,
dude.
yeah.
He's so cool. So cool. My type of guy. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you have any sort of goals for your business or shoots you would like to do if we're thinking about the future?
um, I definitely, my main goal right now is like bumping up my wedding count, like of my own weddings. So this year I have 5. And then next year so far I have 3 booked.
Nice.
But I would like to get that to be like double, so like 10, like
Mm.
double of this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
my goal would be to have at least 10 weddings next year.
Okay.
So I'd say that's my main goal
Yeah.
because everything kind and every all the other shoots that I do in between are also like important, but that's kind of been my goal because like to be a wedding photographer, like obviously I have to have consistent weddings. So that's my main goal. And then as far as other shoots that I would want to do, um, I probably would like to kind of like experiment more in some like newborn photography because like for example
Mm.
when I did that shoot on Friday with the newborn, it was just really sweet, and I've never actually done like full on like newborn photography where you kind of like pose them and like figure out how to like manipulate them to just
Yeah,
take
because
this
they
really.
can't do anything, so you can
No,
kind of
yeah,
just
and you
like.
have to literally, and you can put them in like all these crazy positions that you wouldn't even like think is comfortable for them, but they're sleeping. um they don't care.
We
So
put we put our we put our
oh yeah.
we put June in a baby or in a picnic basket, and she wasn't even a newborn. She was 3 months. I'm pretty sure.
See, that's so cute. I think because I have taken pictures of newborns, but like not to where it's like I'm actually like posing them. It's more so they're just like being held.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's something that I would like to dabble in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. That was something I didn't really know was a thing.
Yeah.
So much was newborn photography until I feel like I didn't really even notice it for like until like 2 years ago, maybe when a lot more of my friends and people from high school and college friends started like
Having
having
kids.
babies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then they would post them,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, is this a thing?"
You're like, we didn't do
I was like, "That's in your house. You have a
that.
in your house." Um, it's a crazy trend. I don't know who I was talking to about this. Is I've seen some people, and this is like no shade. I just like,
Yeah, yeah.
and also I'm not a female. I'm just saying, couldn't be me if I were. But, but they'll bring an outfit to the hospital
Huh.
and then change into this outfit after their kid is born and do like a little mini shoot with makeup on and their new outfit
Huh?
in the hospital.
Yeah, no.
And,
Cannot be.
right, right.
I'm rolling out of
Again,
there in whatever gown they gave me at the hospital.
right. And again, no shade. You do
No
whatever you
shit,
want.
that's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's
impressive.
definitely impressive. To just like be so dedicated
Watch
to.
me do that.
I would be
After
shocked.
talking about it right now
I
and
would
being
be
like,
shocked.
yeah.
But a hospital is just not
Yeah.
a cool place.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Like
like that's
I
what you
like I
want to
understand you
leave.
want pictures of the baby at the hospital, but not for like a photo shoot.
Right. Yeah. Like I definitely have photos of
Yeah, of course.
me and my kid at the
Of
hospital,
course, yeah.
but Tay certainly did not
Not have changed and
go change, come back, and then we do some sort of photo shoot. I also had this sort of hair and my mountain beard.
I remember when you
So
sent that picture this morning of your hair, I was like, "No, Jake, you need to cut this before the baby
I
because you're
know, I
gonna have
know,
it."
I know, I know. I really, my dad cut my hair growing up, and every time I've seen him, I meant to get him cut. I meant to have him cut it. And he just came over this past Sunday,
Are
and
you serious?
I was like, oh, I meant to have you bring the clippers, and he was like, bro, just bite the $20 and get a haircut. What is wrong with you? I know, because I want it. It's not
Yeah, yeah.
it's not that I hate this, but because
Just make it look like that when Tay gives birth.
yeah, post shower. Well, the thing is, I have been better about gelling it.
There
So
you
like on Thursdays and Mondays,
go. You have gel days.
I have gel days because because like I told you before we were on the pod, I think uh, I shower the night before because I have to get up at 4:45.
hmm
I could wet my hair, but I mean, what is this morning routine going to be? I already have to make coffee and put my lunch together.
Yeah,
Like,
4:45.
I don't actually care that much. Like, it's not that big of a thing,
I'm gonna send leave-in conditioner to your door.
but, but on Mondays, I open at Orange Theory
Oh,
and then I take class. Then I drive to work and shower, put the product in my hair, and then
oh,
I work my
oh, that makes more sense.
work shift. And then on Thursdays, I don't have work until 10:30,
That's
and so I
nice.
can like wake up,
That's so nice.
play with June,
Yeah.
shower again
Well,
after a
no wonder
workout.
you have gel days. I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, so on Thursdays and Mondays. I
Thursdays and Mondays are gel
was like,
days.
what?
No other days besides those days. No, I mean and
Well, it's
weekends.
based on your schedule. It makes more
Yes,
sense.
yeah. Weekends we're gelling. We're gelling on weekends too, so that's okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So but I actually don't even know how we got here.
Yeah, me either.
I have no clue. But the newborn, the baby
Mm-hmm. That
photography
spiraled, yeah.
at the hospital. Yes. Enough about me. So, anyways, I didn't know that you could have someone come to your house and they would take pictures of you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't surprise me because like when I was a kid, we would go to like I don't know,
A
was it
studio.
like there? Yeah, but I feel like it was like at a shopping center. They would have like
Or like
studio.
J.C. Penney.
Maybe isn't that a
Or
shoe store?
sometimes like in the middle of the mall they have it.
Oh, I'm thinking of Penny. What was that shoe store?
Pay less?
Payless.
No, J.C. Penney's like a
Penny.
Macy's.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was like a
J.C. Penney
Macy's.
has it still.
Okay, yeah, I think we would go there, and we did a couple of those, and that's just what I thought happened when you did family
We've
photos.
evolved.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably been since 2007 since, I mean, at the latest since I've had a family portrait. So when I started seeing that, I'm like, oh, you can have someone
Wait,
come.
you guys need to have family pictures done. Okay, sorry.
I mean, we can.
You
Uh,
should. You need to find a photographer.
oh, I mean, I could find one like that because some of my friends did. I saw some of my
Do
close
it
friends do it. I mean, maybe.
after the baby's born.
Right. Obviously.
Right. Well, this is smart.
Obviously. So there was a point when Tay walked. I didn't see her, but she walked out into the kitchen, and I was just hoping she was going to walk up and be like,
And say my water
"My
broke.
water broke." And
That'd be crazy. I actually thought about that. I was like, what if it breaks on the podcast?
that would be sick. Because then we could still finish the pod because
1 second.
okay, well, I have contractions started because when our first kid was born, her water broke. She woke me up. It was like 3 a.m. or whatever it was. And I was like, bet. I didn't say that. But
Bet.
for the in service of the story, that was the general gist of it. Bet. It's like, I've read the baby book. Sounds like we still have some time before we need to leave.
Yeah.
And she was also aware of that. And I was like, well, this is great.
Perfect.
And I fell back asleep almost immediately. And then I think she woke me up at like 5-ish. It's like, okay, I'm starting to have
It's
contractions.
better, yeah.
But again, you still got time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I showered, got my things, like, yeah. No, right. So I think it was like 20 or 30 minutes in when she would walk by. And so if she had said something, I'd be like, sick.
Perfect.
I've already showered. So we're ahead.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's knock this pod out. We'll keep that in it because that's a sick thing to have in a pod.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. We'll go. But it never happens.
Dang.
At this point, though, because we keep expecting it to happen, I just hope it happens at work. So then
so you can leave. Yeah.
I think I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Granted, a midnight baby or a midnight thing, you know, whatever, where you wake up and do the stuff is okay as well. Then I just never have to go to work.
That's true.
By getting a full night's sleep
would be nice.
That's true. So I'm happy with however it comes. It's just fun to think about scenarios and be like,
different scenario.
That happens. I'll do that.
We'll see how it happens.
What'd you say?
I said we'll see how it happens.
We'll see how it happens. Any sort of socials you want to plug on here? You got your personal, but then you also have your Lauren Ashely photography.
Well, I'll plug my photography Instagram and TikTok because my personal is boring. It's private.
Send me the handles, and I'll put it in the description as well.
Okay.
I'll also say them.
My Instagram is Lauren Ashely Photography, but there's 2 Y's at the end of photography.
Photography.
Because Lauren Ashely Photography was taken.
Lame. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's a few of them actually, so I'm not that original.
Do they suck?
It's fine. I'm glad that I made it that name. That way I don't have to change my business name once I get married, because some people put their last name in it.
Ooh, smart.
Oh, and my TikTok's the exact same, at Lauren Ashely Photography with 2 Y's.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice. Give her a follow, everyone. And I don't know. The only people who are in North Carolina that listen to this are all people you know.
That I know and that already follow me.
There's no way.
Hire me.
There's no way that anyone knew.
I might end up on someone's For You page.
Exactly. And hey, there's nothing wrong with having Columbus fans.
No, of course. I'll fly out.
And we've got people in Nevada and people in Singapore and people in California.
I'll fly for a wedding.
Listen, if they pay for the flight, she's that good, folks.
Yeah,
she is fly across the sea worthy.
Yeah.
Please. Is there anything else you want to talk about or plug before we wrap this baby up? Fuck yeah.
Why in that voice?
I didn't even think that was a weird voice.
That was so weird.
Okay, before we wrap though, I'll give a little behind the scenes into LP and I's relationship. So first of all, actually, before I even do that, it is very hard because I'm still employed, and as much as this has nothing to really do with anything I do at work, and I keep it totally separate, part of me feels the need to restrain myself
Yeah, I get
from
that.
going full sicko mode
Yeah,
in
I know.
terms of just being unfiltered. I First of all, unfiltered Jake is the best form.
Correct.
Correct, and I don't think it's very offensive. The
No,
words I use
it's
might
not offensive at
be a
all.
little risque, but I am a
Yeah, but it's
very.
not offensive.
It's not offensive. It's not offensive,
All about the person
and
who says it.
I'm very nice. I think I'm allowed to say that. But but sometimes I'm like, I feel like because
Yeah, I can kind of see you holding back some
a
things
little bit I'm like,
on this podcast. You're like, I saw a couple times your eyes were like,
okay, which leads me to the point I was going to say about LP and I's relationship. At one point when we were working, I don't know how this came up, but we would often come to the same conclusion about something, and so we joked that we had twin telepathy, and so we would go like, and same page, and that also, and we also spent like we were spending 6 to 8 hours a day,
mm-hmm.
probably 4 to 5 days a week together.
Yeah.
And LP also, because her brother and I have a lot of similarities also,
Mm-hmm.
would notice that when something was said and I would be inspired
Wheels
by
turning.
that, yeah, she would watch my face go like,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. It's like I'm literally watching you in real time realize that was something worth having an absurd one-liner about, and
Yes.
she got so good at it that she would call me out before I could even get my one-liner out, and she would be like, she would like make an over-exaggerated face and be like,
I'm like, the wheels are turning.
just a dirt face. Yeah, it's happening.
It's so funny to me
Because like
because
I kind of like and
yeah, no, it's like
I
actually
kind of
like I
smile.
fully believe that I can actually see like wheels turning in your brain. Like I visualize it. I see it. I'm not making it
Here,
up.
let's because it actually just so happens that we were texting today in our group chat. Let me see if I can read one of these that's like not too ridiculous. There it is. Because for context, uh, Haley, our friend and manager at the time, kept a list of things that I would say. And is this even going to be funny?
Let's see.
Let's
See,
just see.
is there any of them that are even usable?
Get this whoop ass in my body is one of them. That's pretty. I mean, that was in reference to a Jocko Go drink that was flavored whoop ass.
This
So
is making me laugh because now I'm like really picturing the wheels turning of like when someone says like someone said like whoop ass and I looked at you
mm,
and you're like
mm,
get
mm.
this like like you're just like
I'll get this whoop ass inside of me. I I think one that I would say a lot was Slapajouia.
Sacagawea, yeah.
Big. But that was so. Have you ever seen Night at the Museum?
Yeah, Sacagawea.
Yes, the second one, Sacagawea. You know, it's Bill Hader as who is he, like Ulysses
Oh
S.
my
Grant or
gosh.
something.
Yes.
Um, uh, so that is just a play on that. But if something slaps,
And
obviously,
it's
it's a
Sacagawea, obviously.
Slapajouius. So that was more of a catchphrase, less so of a gear turning. Um,
I
None
don't
of these
know.
are really maybe.
I don't
I
think any
mean,
of those are gear turning. I feel like those are
those,
just like funny.
those are just like in the moment. I just
One of the gear turning ones that I always bring up, but that I can remember is when Ashely, who was one of our coworkers,
I think I want to have her on too.
yeah, you should, and she just
It'd
got
be great.
engaged. Yeah,
Yeah, Tyler would
um,
also be good.
she. Oh my gosh, yeah, she had a salad, and she was like explaining to us what was in it, and she was like, yeah, like it has pistachios and it has blah blah blah. And then I don't know if I looked at you for this because I truly don't even know if I could have ever imagined you saying something to that. Like I was just like, oh, cool. But I started, I think I might have looked at you and I saw you start to squint. Like you were like about to say something and you were like,
Let's hear it.
pistachios on your lechuga? But it was just like immediate. Like she said, like, yeah, like I have a salad.
Surfer sort of voice.
It was so funny. And you were just like squinting.
You know what's so funny about that story is after 10, I moved back. You and Diego, me, you, Lauren, Diego, stop. Me and Tay, and then you and Diego were FaceTiming.
Huh.
And you both referenced that to me in the FaceTime. And I had no clue what you guys were talking about because I just hadn't thought about it. You know,
yeah, it's such a random like.
I'm like,
I just thought it was so
you guys
funny.
you were just going. I think Diego was going pistachios, and I was like, "What is?"
You're like,
what is he doing? Why does he keep saying?
Why is he being weird?
And I was like, "Oh, he's literally quoting my dumbass."
Yeah, because I used to always make fun of it.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, thank you everyone for listening. LP, we'll say goodbye off this, but thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you for taking the time and doing this. So thrilled that everything's been going well with your photography, and really bummed that Tay and I won't get to be at your wedding for second child reasons, but I haven't forgot about the special video I'll be sending you the night.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about it. Okay, perfect.
No worries. All right, later everyone.
Later.
What's up everybody? It's Jake here, Fowler and Friends. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me and all of us over here at Fowler and Friends. So if you could please like, subscribe, comment, do all of that. But definitely subscribe, share the videos with your friends, and keep on supporting the channel. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.